My name is Andy Ritan. I am the owner and broker of Ritan Property Group, a residential property management company in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been managing residential income property for about 20 years, and at the moment my company manages about 250 single-family homes. This video is about a flowchart I devised for my owner clients to help them understand the eviction process in Georgia. The Georgia eviction process flowchart is available for download for free at my website, www.houseatlanta.com, at the DIY Landlording page. As you can see, the eviction process is somewhat convoluted and takes a little effort to understand. Also, the process forks in several places, depending on what happens, whether the tenant answers the dispossessory warrant or does not answer it, whether the tenant attends court or does not show up for court. Here is a basic overview of the dispossessory process. First, the landlord sends the tenant a demand letter. Number one, the landlord sends the tenant a demand letter. Two, the landlord files a dispossessory affidavit at the county courthouse. Three, the marshal serves the tenant with the dispossessory warrant and gives the tenant 7 days to respond. 4, if the tenant does not answer the dispossessory warrant, the landlord is entitled to a writ of possession instanter or instantly with no delay without ever having to attend court. 5, if the tenant answers the dispossessory warrant, a court date is scheduled, usually in a few weeks. 6, if the landlord appears in court but the tenant does not, the landlord gets a writ of possession instanter. 7, if the landlord and tenant both appear in court and the judge decides in the landlord's favor, then the judge will make a writ of possession available to the landlord in 8 days. The judge will give the tenant a week to move out. Once the writ is available to the landlord may file it at the county courthouse. And this is an important step. I've run into landlords who have processed their own eviction, hired an attorney to defend them successfully in court, and then not filed their writ of possession and had to start the whole process over from the beginning because it expired and they didn't file it when they had the opportunity to. After the writ is filed, the landlord's eviction goes to the end of the line of currently scheduled evictions in the county. So it's all going to depend on how many evictions are filed, whether the marshal's office is understaffed or adequately staffed, the time of year. When the marshal's office has worked through whatever backlog it has and the landlord's eviction comes to the top of the list, the marshal will go out to the property and oversee the set out. As you can see, there are many nuances to the eviction process, and it is impossible to gain a full understanding of it without investing a little time to understand it. There are 2 documents available for free for download at my website that I recommend because they provide a helpful overview of the eviction process. One is the Georgia Landlord Tenant Handbook provided by the State of Georgia Department of Community Affairs. This has a helpful description of all the steps of the eviction process from the perspective of both the tenant and the landlord. For the more serious student of Georgia evictions, I recommend the Georgia State Court Bench Book. This includes a complete description of the eviction process from the perspective of Georgia State Court judges. The State Court Bench Book includes many references to Georgia statutes as well as legal textbooks. I'm not an attorney and I do not provide legal advice. The materials available at this website are for informational purposes only. You should contact your attorney to obtain advice with respect to any particular issue or problem. Good luck with your residential landlording.